20. Then we are going to switch on to section A, question 1 to number 6. Now these questions 1 to 6 are based on a grid, on a map. So now we're going to start with question number 7. So question number 7 is saying, study the diagram below and answer question 7. Okay. What is the name of the weather apparatus above? So this one is a hygrometer. This one is the one used to measure humidity. Then an anemometer measures wind speed. Then barometer measures air pressure. Then thermometer measures temperature. Okay, so this instrument is hygrometer. 9. Study the farming tools below and answer questions 8 and 9. Question 8. The main farming system associated with these hand tools is, so this one is settled cultivation. The answer is C, settled cultivation. Okay, let's move on. So okay, so now let's look at the question 9. So now question 9 is saying, which of these crops are grown under the farming system mentioned in question A? So the farming system we've talked about, the correct pair of crops grown under settled cultivation is A, beans, groundnuts, sorghum, and millet. Okay, let's move on to question 10. So question 10 is saying, study the map below and answer the questions 10 to 12. So question 10, the main reason the shaded area marked X does not favor cattle rearing is dash. So this area shaded, this area marked X, it is not suitable for cattle rearing because it has sesaflies spread diseases for animal in that area. So this area consists of sesaflies. So this area is not suitable for rearing what? Cattle. Okay, so the answer is D. Okay, the answer is D. Then question 11. Lake Y was formed as a result of dash. So this is Lake Tanganyika. So Lake Tanganyika was formed as a result of sinking of land between the faults. The answer is D. Lake Tanganyika was formed as a result of sinking of land between the faults. So the answer is D. Okay, let's move on to question number 12. So question number 12 is saying, the main use of River Z is dash. So River Z, where is River Z? This is River Z, which is Kabompo River. So the main purpose of River Z, which is Kabompo River, where is Kabompo River, which is River Z, is River Z, it's for domestic water supply. So Riverside, the purpose of Riverside was for domestic water supply. Okay. Then let's look at question 13. So question 13 is saying urban areas are densely populated because of the following, except. So A, employment opportunities. Okay, this is okay. Then improved medical facilities. This is also okay. Then more tertiary education facilities. This one is also okay. And then D, well developed agriculture methods. No, this is wrong. So the answer is D. Okay, let's move on. Let's look at question 14. Question 14 is saying, which one of the following is a pull factor in the migration process? So what is a pull factor? A pull factor is a factor that attracts people to urban areas. So pull factors, these are factors that attracts people to urban areas. Then push factors are those which forces people out of rural areas. So pull factors are factors that attracts people to urban areas. Okay? So in this case, which one of the following is a pull factor? Okay, so the answer is A, employment opportunities. So employment opportunities in urban areas attracts people. Let's look at question 15. Which of the following were forms of writing in ancient times? So the correct answer in this case is C. Okay, scrolls, and aerographs. So scrolls, papyrus, and aerographs. So these were writings in ancient times. These were the ones which were used. So we have rolls, papyrus, and aerographs. So the answer is C. Okay. Question 16. What event in history separates the period BC and AD? So the period is the birth of Christ. The birth of Christ. So the answer is B. Question 17. The earliest evidence of living organisms on Earth was in form of single celled organism called amoeba. So the answer is D, single celled organism called amoeba. Then let's look at question 18. Question 18, why do human and some species of apes share many similarities? Why do human and some species of apes share many similarities? So this one is because of ancestors. Okay, it is because they have common ancestors. If you korwe. Then question 19. The advantage of middle stone age man had over the area creatures was the ability to make and use fire. The ability to make and use fire. So they're talking about broken human. Okay, because broken human belongs to Middle Stone Age. Broken Hill Man belong to what Middle Stone Age. So the advantage Broken Human had over other area creatures was Broken Human was able to make and use fire. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on, guys. So the answer is B. Let's look at question 20. Question 20, guys. Question 20. So question 20 is saying, study the picture below and answer question 20. What method of hunting is depicted in the picture? So this method of hunting is trapping the animal method. Trapping the animal method. So it's like they have got a trap here. Okay, and then these people are chasing this animal towards this, okay, ditch, so that this animal can fall into this. This is a trap. Okay, so tubantu twarichenjera sana kaimbe chirindi then kapepeka inama, okay, towards the direction of that same ditch, so that that animal can fall into this. So the answer is trapping the animal method. The answer is C. Okay. Let's look at question 21, guys. Okay. Question 21. So question 21 is saying, in which period during the development of man were the items depicted above used? So these were used in the Iron Age. Which is question. The answer is B. These were used in the Iron Age. So the answer is B. Okay. Let's look at question 22. So question 22 is saying, study the map below and answer questions 22 and 23. Question 22. Identify the river marked T. So this river marked T is the Nile River. The answer is C. This is the Nile River. Question 23. So question 23 is saying, which letter on the map represents a region called Mesopotamia? Mesopotamia, we're talking about now the place in between the Tigris and the Euphrates River. So in this case, the answer is P. This one is the area called Mesopotamia. So the answer is A. A represents Mesopotamia. Okay. Let's look at question number 24. Ukusefya Pangwena is an annual traditional ceremony associated with the dash. So Ukusefya Pangwena, this one is associated with the Bemba people. Okay. And the paramount chief of the Bemba is called Chitimukuru. So Chitimukuru is the paramount chief of the Bemba. Then the paramount chief of the laws is called Litunga. Then Mpezeni is Ngoni. And then Mwatakazembe is the Lunda kingdom of Mwatakazembe. Lunda kingdom of Kazembe. Okay. So the answer in this case is A. Ukusefya Pangwena is an annual traditional ceremony associated with the Chitimukulu, who is now the paramount chief of the Bemba. So take note. So the answer is A. Okay. Let's move on, guys. So let's look at question 25. So question 25 is saying, study the cartoon below and answer the question that follow, which is question 25. Name the impurist depicted in the picture who had the dream of controlling Africa. So this person is John Ciceroids. The answer is C. John Ciceroids. So this one was the CEO of the British South African company, the BSA company. So it was led by John Ciceroid. Okay, let's look at question number 26. Question number 26 and 27. Study the picture below and answer questions 26 and 27. So question 26, which country did the man depicted in the picture lead to independence? Okay, so the country is Zimbabwe, because this man is Robert Mugabe. Okay, it is Robert Mugabe. So Robert Mugabe was the first president of Zimbabwe. So Zimbabwe got independence in 1980. Okay, and the first president was Robert Mugabe. Okay, under a political party we call ZAN PF. Okay, and then Robert Mugabe ruled Zimbabwe for 38 years. Okay, so this question is saying, for how many years did he rule his country? So Robert Mugabe ruled Zimbabwe for 38 years. So the answer is D, 38 years. Okay, let's look at question 28. Okay, so question number 28 is saying, in which year Northwestern Rhodesia came under the direct rule of the British South African Company? So this one came into the rule of the BSA in 1895. So the answer is B, 1895. Okay, let's move on. Question number 29. The members of various clubs in Nasanka village usually come together to freely discuss and offer solutions to challenges affecting them in the community. This is a good example of dash. Okay, this is a good example of dash. Okay, so is it direct democracy or indirect democracy? The members of various clubs, okay, usually come together to freely discuss and offer solutions to challenges affecting them in the community. This is an example of dash democracy. Okay, now since our members are the one who come direct, so this one becomes direct democracy, unless these people used to send their representative or leaders. So if they send their leaders, that one becomes a representative. Okay, next question. What concept is used to explain the changing of a constitution? So changing of the constitution is called amendment. To change a constitution means to amend a constitution. Okay, let's move on. Question 31. Marjorie qualified to obtain a national registration card. in 2019. In which year was Marjorie born? So we know NRC, we also have voters card. So NRC, a Zambian citizen is qualified to get a NRC at the age of 16, voters card at the age of 18. So now this Marjorie got a NRC in 2019. Then the question is, in which year was Marjorie born? So what you do is you just subtract 2019 minus 16. Okay, you're going to get 2003. So Marjorie was born in 2003. So the answer is C, 20. You just subtract 2019 minus 16 because NRC we obtain at the age of 16. So just subtract 2019 minus 16, you get 2003. Okay, next question. Okay, a document that contains policies, principles, ideas, opinions, and strategies of a political party is known as a party manifesto. The answer is party manifesto. Question number 31. So question number 31. Is it 31 or 33? Sorry. Which electoral stage comes before and after nomination of candidates? So in this case is election campaign. The answer is election campaign. Okay. Next question. Question what? The title given to member of parliament who is charged with responsibility of maintaining discipline in the house is the sergeant at arms. Sergeant at arms. The answer is D. Okay. Okay. So okay, the principality, the principle which states that cabinet ministers must work together and speak with one voice is known as collective responsibility. Okay, let's look at question 36. Similundu was found guilty of having insulted his neighbor. The court of law made him serve his sentence outside. Sorry, this man given. So this man was given a suspended. Okay. Question 7. Okay. So let's move on. So the answer is A. Right to life falls under civil and political, which is a first generation right. Okay. Question number 39. The kind of conflict which causes tension between employers and employees is called class conflict. So the conflict between employers and employees is called class conflict. Okay. A type of conflict between employers and poor and rich. Can say poor and or conflict between the employers and employees. It's called class conflict.